going to get started here. So most people, guys, most people, when it comes to health and fitness and even weight loss, they know that you need to understand how to eat the right way, right? We know that's a part of it, but it's really that alone is not enough, right? Most people also know that you're going to need to exercise a little bit, right? But that alone, exercise and nutrition is not enough. And a lot of people believe that you need to resign yourself to a life of deprivation. We have to give up everything in order to succeed, but that's not it either. So what I'm going to help you do today is I'm going to help you understand that there are three mindset shifts that you need to make before you'll actually see lasting results on your health journey. They're the same ones that we use with our clients every single day here at Vibrant Life. And I want to give that to you too. And at the end of the webinar, guys, I'm going to give you a way to start down a new path once these mindset shifts are actually in place. So before we get started, I want you to promise me two things. Okay. Number one, I want you to be open to the possibility that changing your thoughts around your weight and your health can truly unlock your progress. And I know not everyone believes that, but I want you to at least consider it because I'm a huge believer, and so are all of our coaches, that the way that we think determines how we act. Okay. And number two, if you don't have a breakthrough on this call, if I taught you nothing at all here and you didn't get anything out of this, I want you to promise not to invest anything with me. The next step requires that you have a shift in your thinking. So if that doesn't happen, what I'm going to tell you about at the end, at the end of the webinar, it's not going to work for you, and that's totally okay. So I know a lot of you guys, probably the majority of the people here, you guys are in my Facebook group. We have over 35,000 women in there at this point. And I know a lot of you are carrying around a lot of extra weight, whether it's 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, even more. And I've texted each and every one of you as you've come into the group. And I've had a lot of in-person conversations and over the phone conversations with over my years, 12 years now coaching women. And you see, before I founded Vibrant Life, I actually had a gym. The gym was in St. Louis where I grew up, and I coached women there. And so I want to show you a couple pictures here. I'm going to share my screen so you can kind of see where it all began here. So here's my gym, and here's some of the community that we had there at the gym. And when I first began coaching, I really helped, anybody and everybody that I could, right? Anybody that wanted help. I had women and men of all ages. But as I went on, I found that I had a real passion for helping women over 50 to help them shed their excess weight and really get back to a healthy lifestyle that they haven't lived for a really long time. And you might be thinking, Ryan, why? Like, why do you want to work with older women? And it's a valid question, right? I was actually a professional baseball player. That was my background here. This is a picture of me playing for the Kansas City Royals and their minor league team. Did that for a few years before I started the gym. And you might have thought that, maybe I would have ended up coaching young athletes or other baseball players or something like that, right? But what most people don't know is that my dad died when I was 5. And I was raised actually by my mother and my grandmother. So this is a picture of my dad here. My favorite picture of us. I don't have, a ton of memories from him, but I do remember these trips that we took to Trout Lodge, which was a really cool summer vacation that we did every year. And I have some great memories. And so this is my favorite picture of me and my dad. I want to show you also some pictures of me and my grandma here. She's awesome. She was my best friend. She lived to be the ripe old age of 94 and lived an amazing life here. And also my mom, of course, who was a tremendous inspiration to me in becoming who I am today. And just to tell you about these people, guys, my grandma, she was not, let me go back to her. My grandma was the type of person who didn't, sit on the sidelines and watch me have fun. She was right there alongside me for every memory that I have with her. And here are some of the memories I have with her. We were when she was in her mid 70s, we were playing one-on-one basketball outside. I mean, think about that. One-on-one basketball. And she would beat me sometimes, right? She didn't just take me sledding when it snowed. She actually went sledding with me. We climbed up the hill together. We went down together. We had fun. She didn't just take me to the playground when she took me to the playground. She was that troll that was chasing me under the bridge, right? She was up on the playground playing with me. And those are the memories that I hold like in my heart because she was literally like the best. She's the best person I've ever had in my life. And those are the memories I have with her. And it made it so much better because she was so active with me. And she and my mom encouraged me and they gave me that confidence to follow my dreams. And so I opened that gym and I built an amazing community of members, right? We all supported each other. And through that community, through those conversations, I learned that there was a real need, specifically for women 50 and up. Women like April, who felt selfish, making herself a priority. She felt bad about it. She took care of her husband, she took care of her two boys and did everything for them, but felt selfish doing it for herself. And she lost and gained the same 10 to 15 pounds each year. So here's some pictures of April. And if you can relate to any of these people, write their names in the chat. Write April if you relate to that, right? Another one would be Christine. Christine, who would constantly beat herself up with negative self-talk. And every time she tried and failed, she felt worse and worse to lose the weight. She felt like she didn't even recognize the person that she was looking at in the mirror. So if you ever felt like Christine, type Christine into the chat. And then we have Monica. Monica is a unique situation because she's struggling with Parkinson's disease, which made it even harder for her. She had felt like, she was losing her independence. She had stated things like, I'd become best friends with my couch, right? She never thought that she would lose the weight. And then Kathy here, who's had two autoimmune diseases, who currently has, sorry, she still has them. She has two autoimmune diseases. She has arthritis, food intolerances, hypothyroidism. Everything is against Kathy, yet she's still been able to have success. And countless other women as well, right? And you may be like one or more of these women. You may have put weight on as you hit menopause. Some of you may have been, carrying this weight since the time you had your first baby, or maybe even longer than that. And you may have started working out and then got injured and then stopped. And you might even be telling yourself things like, I've tried everything. Nothing is ever going to work for me. You might be saying something like, my whole family is heavy. And this is just something that runs in my genes. So I might as well just accept it. Or you might be saying it's too late. It's too late in my life to lose weight. This is just a part of aging. We get that a lot, that a lot of women hear that from their doctors, actually, that they tell them that, hey, just accept this as part, it's normal, right? Not true, right? You might be saying something like this. You might say, hey, this is just too confusing and overwhelming. I don't have the time or the patience to figure this out, right? Who here has said some of those things or similar things to that? Put it in the chat if you can relate to some of those thoughts. Let's see what we have here. I see that there's a lot of people related to some of the women there. Diana says, me often, right? I'm sure a lot of you have said it. Even if you haven't said it out loud, you've thought it, right? And today, guys, here's what I want to do. I want you to put all of those objections aside, because no matter what you've tried, whether it was Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem or whatever the latest fad is, I guarantee that all of those programs started with the wrong thing. Exercise, diet, and nutrition. Yes, those are all really, really important. You can't succeed without making changes in those areas. And those are all elements of our coaching programs, but there's a foundation that you have to lay before you work on any of that. And every program out there that I've seen misses that key part. It's what prevents you from doing any other part well. And that key element is changing the way you currently think about your weight, changing the way you think about your health, changing the way you think about your future. So today, guys, I'm going to help you to reframe your beliefs about losing weight, but not just your general beliefs. There are 3 specific ways that your mind needs to shift. And after our time together, you're going to walk away knowing, number 1, why the cards are stacked against you when it comes to weight loss and what you can do about that, why you should forget about success and what to chase instead. People always kind of hear that and they're like, what? What do you mean? Well, I'll explain. And how having a clear weight loss goal can actually push happiness and fulfillment away. Okay. So when you learn these things, guys, your outlook about weight loss and about your health journey, it's going to change forever. And you're going to be able to go achieving this in a brand new way, in a way that's going to actually work. And that's going to start today. That's going to start today. That's why we're here today. All right. So imagine for a minute, guys, imagine for a minute being able to live a life without limits, to be able to get up and go do something without second guessing yourself, to be able to climb stairs, carry groceries, work in the garden, or even just take a walk without pain. Being able to go on vacation without squeezing into an airplane seat or being too uncomfortable in a long car ride. Going on outings with family and friends and being able to confidently do any activity without thinking twice about it. Or being able to reach into the back of your closet and pull out anything, knowing that you're going to feel comfortable and confident, not having to spend 30 minutes to an hour trying to figure out what am I going to wear. How freeing would that be? How amazing would that be? So if I succeed in helping you change the way that you think about weight and fitness, will you commit to putting it into action right here, right now? Drop a yes in the chat if you're with me on that. I need everybody here ready to start taking action because there's no reason to just absorb the information and not doing anything, right? You have to take action. So let's see the yeses. All right, Gina, yes. Audrey, yes. Keep them coming. Debbie,
Yes.
yeah. Deborah, Veronica, Diana, Jody, yes, yes. Karen, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Chrissy, Michelle, yes. Keep them coming. I know we got a few more people in here. Jaya, yes. Michelle,
Yes.
yes. We got people saying yes even. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Tamitha. All right. Great, guys. That's the key. We can't just learn something today, say, oh, that's a great idea, and not do anything with it. We have to do something with it. So let's get going, okay? So like I said earlier, guys, I had a gym in St. Louis about going on 9 years until COVID hit. And we all know what happened then, right? It was a double whammy for all of my members, right? The state shut our gym down. You guys remember what happened. Like everybody was stuck at home, right? Our members were stuck at home. We were used to seeing them every single week, right? And I knew that they needed some help. They needed something more. We couldn't just forget about them for a few months, or they were going to slide backwards. So here's what happened. I started this virtual coaching program. It just happened out of necessity, but a surprising thing actually happened with this. Our women got better results than coming in person. And I was able to reach even more women because of it. Women that had wanted to join our program that lived too far away were able to join. Thousands of women ended up like coming to us. It was crazy. I started the Facebook group, which you guys are all probably a part of. And the reason I did that was just to share resources, share tips. And it grew and it grew and it grew into an amazing community for women. And we give lots of free advice there. And the women in the group, they love all the things they learn. I'll kind of show you a few things. We're always in there, right? All of my coaches, Tamitha's been in there, Cindy, Nick, everybody that's on here right now today and more. They're always in there. They're doing live videos, they're sharing tips, they're doing mini challenges every week. Here's Coach Sarah doing a presentation on meal prep. We have Tamitha, who is also hers, that's also a specialty for her, here talking about cooking and nutrition. We have Q&As all the time where we are answering your guys' questions and trying to give as much value to our community as possible here. And we also give people an opportunity to receive one-on-one coaching from us. And that's normally where we teach these mindset shifts that I'm talking about today. But I realize that everyone needs these, especially people who are caught in a weight loss cycle. And these mindset shifts, guys, they're so powerful. They're so powerful that I don't want to just reserve them just for my clients anymore. People need to know about them. And that's why I'm talking with all of you today. So you guys ready to dive in? We're going to start going through these. You guys ready? All right, cool. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute. And we're going to talk about the first one. So the first shift that I'm going to teach you about It's probably going to be surprising because it goes against the grain. And here it is. When it comes to the health and wellness world, the world is against you. Yeah, that's right. And I'm not saying that you're not responsible for the state of your health right now, but what I'm saying is that the cards are stacked against you. And here's why. Number one, over the last decade, the FDA, whose primary role is to protect and promote public health, has dramatically changed its course on its recommendations. The FDA is the organization that regulates food manufacturing, food processing, packaging, labeling. So its hands are really in everything we eat. So let me give you a few examples. In the 1980s and 1990s, the FDA and other organizations too, not just them, the Department of Health and Human Services, the USDA, they started advising Americans to limit their dietary cholesterol. And that's when you guys probably remember this. Low fat everything in the world was born, right? Low fat diets, low fat snacks, fat free desserts, fat free frozen meals, fat free baked goods. People sought them out because they were healthier, right? And they'd help keep their cholesterol levels in check. We have an opposite diet for that now. It's called the keto diet. You just eat fat, right? Funny, right? So decades later, guys, these are the same foods that we're now trying to stop eating because we've realized that they're full of unhealthy ingredients, right? They're full of artificial food dyes, vegetable oils, things that cause a ton of inflammation. You know, those ingredients are actually banned in Canada and Europe, but they're still allowed in the food in the United States. Isn't that crazy? Right? We're the last to ever put bans on things like that that are actually unhealthy for the people that live in our own country. And even more confusing is that the food industry mislabels these products. Low-fat products or reduced sugar products may still contain high levels of unhealthy additives, artificial sweeteners, but we still reach for them because we think that they're a better option. How many of you have reached for a low-fat or reduced sugar product at the grocery store because you were trying to be good and pick a better option? Raise your hand or put it in the chat if you've ever done that. Have you ever reached for the low-fat, reduced sugar? Have you fell for the marketing gimmicks, right? Of course you have, because you've been following the advice that we've all been taught, right? Here's another example. Ever look at a bag of chips and think it's plastered right on the front of it. Only 200 calories, right? Only 150 calories. And then you realize that the bag that you're looking at is actually 2 servings, not just 1. Or go to a restaurant and polish off a whole meal that was so big that it could actually have been for 2 people. Restaurants, especially the fast food industry and food companies, use practices that make it hard to tell what a portion really is. And it goes in both directions too. Underreporting when it's in their best interest, like the case of the potato chips, or overserving in the case of the restaurants. So it's no wonder that when it comes to choosing the right foods, everyone's confused. We get conflicting information from our so-called reliable sources, and yet when we follow their directions and try to eat healthy, our health just keeps getting worse. This triggers, guys, a vicious cycle. We try, we fail. And so we beat ourselves up thinking, it's my fault. I'm just not capable of changing. I'm not good enough. And then we give up. We end up waging an internal battle with ourselves, when in reality, we should be waging a battle against what's on the shelves in our stores. Now, I'm not saying that we should actually go to the grocery store and start picketing, but what I'm saying is that your enemy isn't your body. Let me repeat that. This is very important. Your enemy is not your body. It's not your body. How many of you have actually thought that? You may not think of it until I mention it this way. How many people have said things like this? My body just won't let go of the weight. My body isn't cooperating with me anymore. I feel like my body is actually fighting to hold on to that weight. How many people have thought negatively about their body here? If that's you, type a 1 in the chat. Right? Many of you. I know. I know because my clients tell me it all the time. We hear them say things like that all the time when they first join our program. And when you feel, here's the thing, guys, when you feel like your body is against you, this is what happens. You're waging an internal war between your mind and your body to get to your goals. It's you against you. So I want you to reframe that right now, Because when you're fighting against yourself, you're inviting self-sabotage. The enemy is always within you. So it's impossible to win. Instead, I want you to fight against something that's outside of yourself. And that's our food culture. I want you to fight against the unhealthy choices that are on the grocery store by not buying them anymore. I want you to fight against bad advice dished out by the FDA and choose foods that nourish your body. I want you to fight against unrealistic portion sizes by deciding for yourself when you're full. I want you to stop getting mad at yourself. And instead, I want you to start taking care of yourself by rallying against our food culture. Get mad at them for putting the poor choices in front of you. Get mad at them for putting too much food on your plate. And then make a different choice that supports your goals. Say no to them, and finally say yes to your health. Instead of thinking about your body as the enemy, I want you to know that you're actually the hero of your own story. You are the only person who can rescue you. And when you realize that you can be your own hero, everything changes. Everything changes. And my coaches will all support that because they've seen it time and time again with hundreds and hundreds of women that we've coached. Everything changes. When you start seeing your body as your friend, your mind is going to want to help it, not sabotage it anymore. When you befriend your body, your relationship with it completely changes. Are you with me on that, guys? Give me a yes in the chat if you're with me on that. Awesome. Thank you guys for participating. I love it. So I want to take a moment, I want to tell you a story about clients that are actually, we're going to tell a few today. I'm going to start with a story of one of our clients by the name of Teresa, who took charge of her food, who took charge of her food choices and became friends with her body again. So before Vibrant Life, Teresa, she tried several different things that didn't work for her. And she was having constant flare-ups from her RA, okay, rheumatoid arthritis. And she had many health risks. Her family had histories of diabetes, COPD, heart issues, everybody. And she came into Vibrant Life not knowing how to properly balance her meals. And she was super confused by all of the misinformation. She was shocked when she learned the truth about food. And it's completely changed her nutrition and what she actually likes to eat now. She had no idea how essential protein was for building and maintaining muscle. And maintaining muscle would in turn actually help her with her RA. She no longer pays attention to the scale and focuses on how she feels instead. Doing that, she's lost an incredible amount of inches, specifically in her waist. And I'm gonna share a photo of her that she said that I could share right now. So this is Teresa, about 4.5 months right there. And that is what the change in mindset did for Teresa. It was, yes, of course, we made some changes in nutrition and fitness, but it was her mindset that changed most. She sees her body completely different now. In the beginning, she was afraid to exercise because she thought she was weak. And now she's consistently increasing the amount of weight she's using in her strength program. She's slowly increasing the intensity of the workout. She's getting stronger and she's building more endurance too. She now is very aware about how sugar and fried foods affect her body and affect her disease, and she no longer craves them anymore. She got past that. She also doesn't even feel deprived anymore because we've helped her learn that there are many substitutes that give her that feeling of satisfaction of that you're eating what you want without the guilt. There's so many things out there, guys. And you don't know until you know, right? We'll help you figure out those things. But before Vibrant Life, Teresa was on a roller coaster of ups and downs because she didn't have the support needed to give her that right information and put her on the right track, which is a great way to transition into our second mindset shift. And this one is big. Teresa saw the downs in her roller coaster as failures, right? That's how she saw it. She kept telling herself, oh man, if I could just only stop failing, if I could actually do this, if only I could stay on track, I would succeed. This is what she said. And it's like many of you guys have said too. I know it. You know, in fact, most women, almost every one of them that I speak to, tell me how they're caught in a vicious cycle of trying and failing and trying and failing. Some of my clients have tried and failed for almost their entire life. In fact, some of my clients, this really takes it to one end. They decided They weren't going to invest another penny in trying to lose weight and become healthy. They'd given up completely because they felt like it was an utter waste of money to try again. How many of you can relate to that? Put it in the chat. How many of you feel like you've been on that roller coaster of ups and downs for years? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. And yet, guys, here you are. And there they were. Those people who were adamant about not investing another penny were in my gym. They're in our program right now. They were in front of me, just like you are today, hoping for a taste of success. They were ready to leave their failures behind. That was what they thought they wanted to do, leave them behind. But guys, that was one of their biggest mistakes. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly what I told them. Success is not what you should be chasing. I'm going to repeat that again. Success is not what you should be chasing. You should be chasing failure. Now, how many of you are thinking to yourself, well, shoot, if it's failure that I'm after, great, I can do failure. That's a piece of cake. I've done that all my life, right? I can see the surprise and relief on your faces here. So let me explain. Most of the time when we commit to something, we commit 100%, right? We're raring to go. We're all in. And we start off really, really well. We start off really, really well. Think about January 1st, right? How many times have we started off really, really well? We follow the plan to a T. Maybe we even go a week or two with following it to a T, maybe even 3 weeks. And then our willpower starts to go. Maybe we've seen some progress. Maybe we give ourselves a little bit of permission. We give ourselves some reward a little bit, slide a little bit, and that slide becomes longer and longer and longer until suddenly we're completely off the plan altogether. Or maybe we just don't see any progress at all and we just decide to throw in the towel. Again, either way, guys, there's no recovery plan. There's no recovery plan in place. That's because you've never planned for failure. When your goal is success, failure is not something we think about, right? But not planning for failure is exactly why we can't succeed. That's what's missing. When we plan for failure, we can make real progress because the reality is every single one of us is going to fail. The fittest person that you know fails. I fail. My coaches fail. The difference is that they have a plan for their failures. Number one, they don't see failure as a bad thing. It's a time to give themselves grace, to reflect back on how far they've come, and most importantly, they view failure as a moment in time. It's short term. It's a pause. It's a stop on the track, not a complete derailment. Failure doesn't undo all of the hard work that they put in up to this point. You can't undo 2 weeks of hard work with a bad day. In fact, it's often a sign that you are ready to do more growing, that you're ready to go up another rung on the ladder, to stop and refuel for the bigger things ahead. Sometimes we fail because the challenges become boring and we just need to reignite the fire. I'm going to give you a quick example. In our program, we teach women about how important it is to train with weights, to do strength training. And some women are familiar with weight training, and some women have never, ever picked up a weight in their life. And it's totally okay. One of the biggest mistakes, though, when we see our clients start lifting weights and strength training is not actually lifting a weight that is heavy enough. And do you know why that happens? It's because they're afraid that if they pick up a heavier weight, that they won't actually be able to do it. They won't be able to finish the repetitions. They're afraid that they're going to fail. But that's precisely the thinking that's keeping them stuck. With weight training, you're going after that point of failure. You're wanting to chase failure. If you want your arms to get stronger and your legs to get stronger, you have to go until it feels hard on that last repetition. Once you hit that point, you're where you want to be. It should be hard, right? That's how we grow. That's the point where your muscle starts to actually get stronger. So my point is, guys, failure is not a bad thing. Failure is inevitable. Failure makes you stronger. It's when you plan for failure that you're going to actually have success. So I'm going to bring Coach Cindy on here. She's going to talk about one of her clients, Betty, who demonstrates this really well. So I'm going to hand it off to you, Cindy, for a minute.
Hey everybody. Yes, so I want to brag on my client Betty. I'm going to give you a little bit of background about her. She's 61 years old and she's a huge Green Bay Packers fan. We're not holding that against her. She lives in Green Bay, Wisconsin. She started with us at the end of December, and since then she has lost 29.4 pounds. She is somebody that came into this program struggling with her weight her entire life. She says she has tried every weight loss program there is. And she also said in the past she would try and she would make changes and then they didn't stick and she fell right back into her old habits. So you're probably asking yourself, okay, so what's different this time about it for Betty? Because it is different. She's lost almost 30 pounds, right? Um, it's she's having so much success because this time her approach has been different. She started here. She started with her brain and she started by changing her mindset. So when she started working with me, she started to realize, she'd say, "Uh-oh, big game, big day. She's a beer and pizza girl. She loves her beer and pizza." And she finally stopped considering it cheating, because she now understands the 80-20 rule, which you'll learn more about if you become a member of Vibrant Life. But basically, 20% of the time, there is room for your beer and room for your pizza. And it was a huge revelation for her because she no longer feels guilty when she does this. And the other thing she said was it is so important for her, and she has learned to treat herself kindly and to forgive herself. She says that that has been her key to success because in the past, she'd have her beer and pizza, she would self loathe that she had it, and then it would turn into a week-long binge, like Ryan was mentioning. But now that she's worked on her mindset and she understands she can have those things, she's changed her way of thinking about it and she realizes that it isn't all or nothing. So it's really, really exciting to watch.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy. Thanks for sharing about Betty there. So let me ask all of you guys, how many of you are ready to put a failure plan in place, to embrace failure, to start thinking better about failure as a part of the journey to success? Put it in the chat. I'm ready. I'm ready to embrace failure. Put it in the chat. We're all here to start making these mindset shifts. Everybody was with me in the beginning. Let's keep it going. Keep the energy going. We're going to embrace failure as a part of our journey to success. Way to go, Brenda. Way to go. Love it. So I want you to go for it next time, guys. The next time that you're faced with failure, I want you to give yourself grace. I want you to reflect back on your progress and think of it as a stop, not a derailment. And then I want you to put a time frame in place too. How long is your stop going to be? Will it be a few hours, a half a day, one full day? Do that and then move on. Move on. All right, now on to the last mindset shift. And this is probably the most important one. So stick around for this one. This one's huge. And again, my coaches and I have worked with hundreds of women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s even. And we've asked them in the beginning, every time, why they want to join our private coaching programs. And 99% of them say that they have 15 pounds to lose or 25 pounds to lose or 50 pounds or even more than that. A number is the first thing that comes out of their mouth. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a number in mind. It's good to know that, but it's not the right end goal to have. Because here's the thing, weighing less is almost never what people really want. I know plenty of people who have had a number go in mind and they focus on that number week after week after week. They're in that battle. And then when they finally get there, they feel a little bit let down. We see this play out in the celebrity world. We see it with athletes, with high achieving business leaders, and professionals who are at the top of their field. Serena Williams, for example, she's spoken out about her struggles with body image, even though she's a world-class athlete. Elon Musk, who's spoken out about burnout, even though he's one of the most successful business leaders in the world. Jim Carrey, once the highest paid actor, he struggled with depression and feeling purposeful. And this was even at the height of his career. So how does that even happen? It happens because they had their eye on the wrong goal. And in the process of achieving that goal, they're blind to recognizing the things that would actually have made them happier, like happy relationships, self-confidence, and self-reliance while they were on their journey. So how do we know what our real goals are? I've got a simple 5-step exercise that we're going to do together right now, and we're going to help you nail down your true goal. This is one of the most important things that we're going to do. And sometimes we refine it, month by month, year by year. So you guys ready? All right. It's called the 5 whys. And you might have already answered the first question in your mind. Why are you here right now? Why are you here right now? Let's say, like most of our clients, like I said, they always tell us in the beginning, it's because you want to lose a certain amount of weight. For example, here, I'm just going to say, let's say it's 25 pounds. Now ask yourself, why do you want to lose 25 pounds? So that weight loss goal that you might have, ask yourself that question right now. I want you to think about it. We're going to share this at the end. I want everybody to share what they come up with at the end here so that we can see the real goals that you guys have. And we're going to get inspired by reading each other's goals. Okay? So why do I want to lose 25 pounds? You might say, so I can fit into my old clothes that are in the back of my closet. Okay. We're making progress. Now ask yourself, why do you want to fit into your old clothes? So when you answered yourself for that first question, now ask yourself, why do you want to do that? Okay, we're going to keep asking ourselves that why, right? So you might say, because I look better in those clothes. Okay, well, why do you want to look better? You might have to think a little bit more on this next one. And you might say something like, well, so I can feel more comfortable when I'm doing things in public. And then we're going to ask yourself that question, why again, right? Why do you want to start doing all those things that you felt too embarrassed to do in public? And you might say, because I want to start enjoying my life and trying new things. I want to make new friends and maybe even meet someone special one day. So do you see what happened here? That first goal that we started out with, lose 25 pounds. It wasn't your real goal. When you dug deeper, it became clear that the real reason to get healthy was to start enjoying life by taking up new activities and possibly meeting new people. The beauty of this process is this. You might start feeling happy and proud and fulfilled much earlier than you originally thought. So while we're going here, guys, and you've come up with you answer that last why, that 5th why. Pop it in the chat. Pop it in the chat. So here's the thing. You might feel better earlier than you thought. You might be able to put on that beautiful sweater that's been buried in the back of your closet after losing only 10 pounds, right? You might be able to go on a picnic with your friends, go get in a paddle boat, have a great time with confidence, and you may even bump into someone special. But if you're so focused on, I'm not at my goal yet, I still got 15 pounds to go, it's likely you're not even looking for that sweater. You might say no to the invitation to go out. You might never get in that paddle boat, even though you can. You're skipping the good part. You're skipping the good part. So I'm going to read, see if we have any here. And keep popping them in here, guys. You can write them in any time. I want to be healthier and enjoy my life. That's a great one. Ask yourself why you want to be healthier and enjoy your life too. Let's try to dig as deep as we possibly can until we can't go any further. And share that when you guys get a chance. I know it takes time. This is not something that we usually can do in 5 minutes, guys. It might take a lot more thinking than that. So it's totally okay if you don't write it in the chat, but if you do, I really want to read it. I know that. Okay. So I want to give you an example of this. Fantastic client of ours, Bobby Spencer. Bobby came to Vibrant Life with a big goal. Just like everybody, it was a number goal, right? She wanted to lose 75 pounds. And just like all of our clients, we encourage Bobby to go deeper, to do that same exact exercise with a coach guiding her along, right? So here's her answer. I want to reverse my diabetes. I want to like what I see in the mirror, and I want to start to roller skate again. And in just 4 months, Bobby's lowered her A1C from 8.3 to 7.1. And by controlling her diabetes, she's lowered the pressure in her eyes, which has improved and cleared up her vision. 4 months. Her triglycerides started at 293 and are now 153. She's lost 15 pounds so far, and she's recently added a trampoline workout. She bought a new pair of skates and has tried them on, and she's getting super close to taking her first spin around the roller rink, which she told me is going to be this June. I'm going to share a picture of Bobby here with you guys right now. I asked her to take a picture of her and her skates. So here she is. There's Bobby with her roller skates. And she's going to do it. June's not far away, and we're going to get that next picture of her going around the roller rink.
Oh, I'm not seeing it up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to click the
There
actual.
we go.
So here's Bobby, guys. Sorry, I didn't actually share when I said I was. Here's Bobby in her roller skates. And she's definitely going to hit that goal. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. So here's what's important to remember, guys. The journey is the good part. The journey is the good part. You're in it from the moment you begin. Your end goal isn't to finish the program or lose the 25 pounds. Your end goal is to live a vibrant life. And you don't have to wait until you've lost 25 pounds to start doing it. You can start living better from day one. So let me remind you guys. Let me remind you of the 3 ways that we've talked about today in shifting your mindset, how I've helped you shift your mindset around with thinking about your weight loss and your health goals. Number 1, you know that even though the cards are stacked against you, that your body is not the enemy. Your body is your friend, and you are the hero of your own journey. You realize, number 2, that failure is your path to success. And that when you have a plan for failure, that you can actually succeed. And 3, you realize that your goals that you've held for a long time may not be the right goals for you, and that the journey is the best part. I want you to recognize that there's a theme that runs through all 3 of those things. And here's that theme. It's to be kind to yourself. To be kind to yourself. You deserve to reach your goals. You do. And you can. I believe you can. So now, do you believe that you can? Do you see your potential differently right now? Put it in the chat how you're feeling right now. Do you feel different? How do you feel? Put in the chat one way that you could put these new ways of thinking into action today. What's a thought that you had recently or sometime in your life that you're going to reframe? Brenda says, I want to quit feeling sick all the time. Absolutely. We're going to start feeling better about ourselves every single day. Deborah, I want to lose weight, 80 pounds. So I have more self-confidence in public and look nice in my new wardrobe, but most important, feel healthier and have more energy. Fantastic. Brenda, I want to lose weight and get healthier. To get my PB and A1C down, I want to enjoy time in life with my grandkids without getting winded, being able to walk more than a mile without feeling like I have to sit down. Very good. Very good. The more that we can elaborate on this, the better. This is fantastic. And I agree with Tamitha. Brenda, you can totally do that. And Michelle, you're feeling hopeful. How else are you guys feeling after going through this today? How are you feeling hopeful? Are we feeling good? There's definitely hope. 100%. 100%. So that's really good, guys. So we've got a lot of change going on here today, and that's what this was all about. Starting to think differently, and that's the first step. And I love that. I love that. So I feel pretty confident that if we were to end the webinar right now, you could take these mindset shifts and start applying them to your own health journey tomorrow and reap some of the benefits. But I don't want you to go at this alone. This is an opportunity for you to take the next step and get really some personalized guidance on implementing everything that you did learn today and to take it one step further. I hear from a lot of women that they've tried a bunch of other programs. Like I mentioned before, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, keto diet, it goes on, right? And these programs can work for some people, but for the women in my Facebook group, they don't often find success with these programs because they're built for women who are younger and who aren't dealing with the hormone changes that my clients experience. That's something that me and my coaches have really gotten great at because we focus solely on women who are dealing with the challenges that come with menopause. We've got a ton of experience with women like you that a lot of these other programs just don't have. So let me run through this real quick with you. And again, if those 3 mindset shifts haven't resonated with you, what I say next might not be for you. This isn't for everyone. But if you're still with me, then this is just going to take a few minutes, and then we're going to go through Q&A, to get all the questions answered about the things that we've been talking about today. Okay. So for those of you who are excited about what the future can be like, I'm offering a limited number of complimentary Kickstart calls with my coaching team. And on this call, you're going to speak one-on-one with one of my coaches, and we're going to help you get crystal clear on what your goals are using that 5 whys exercise. We're going to become clear, and we're going to have somebody help walk you through that. We're going to identify your top obstacles, and we're going to create a plan to help you overcome those. We're going to lay out a step-by-step plan for getting started on your new health journey. And there's no obligation to purchase anything. This call is simply our gift to you for investing your time with us today. We set aside some time slots this week and next for these Kickstart calls, but they're going to fill up fast. So you need to act now to claim your spot. So to sign up, I'm going to have Nick just drop the link here. There's a link that we'll put in the chat, and I want you to pick a time that works for you. Okay, but don't wait, because I expect these slots are going to be claimed quickly. All right. There's a great quote from Charles Dickens that states, "Procrastination is the thief of time." Think about that. Procrastination is the thief of time. So we've cooked up some really great bonuses to make sure that that doesn't happen for you guys. And this is going to make it even better for you. But in order to get these bonuses, you have to book your call today, and you have to show up for your call. These bonuses are going to give you access to 2 of the most popular things that we reserve just for our one-on-one clients. I'm going to share a little bit here with you about them. So first thing was, we're going to invite you to our next live meal prep workshop, which is one of our client favorites. We do them every single month. It's literally, you can literally make all of your food for the whole week in less than an hour with Coach Tamitha walking you through it all. She makes it so incredibly easy. Plus, you get to do it alongside women just like you. It's the most popular thing we do, and we're going to invite you along to it. It's something we've never done before. We usually just hold this for clients, but by booking that call, you get to come along with us for our next one. And remember, you can sign up to get all this at the link that Nick is going to post in the chat here. And if you don't want to cook, guys, or if you just want some convenient meals that are healthy and approved by us on the go, we've got you covered too, because we're partnered with a company called Flex Pro Meals, and we're going to get you 40% off meal delivery service as well. So you have 2 options: make your meals or get your meals delivered. Both of them are going to come with an incredible value. It's as little as $5 a meal, which is pretty awesome. So this makes it even easier to hit your nutrition goals, guys, even if you're super busy. So we're going to drop the link one more time so that you can reserve your slot. And I'm going to have Coach Tamitha actually come on here now and tell you another story about a client by the name of Annie.
Oh, we're muted, Tamitha.
Muted, Tamitha.
Okay, there we go. I have a, excuse me, before and after picture of Annie. Could I share my screen? Hang on. Okay. Whoop. Here we go. Don't make fun of all my tabs I have open here. Okay, so this is Annie. So I'm working with Annie today. Annie's been with us a little over a year, I believe. And when she came to us, she wanted to lose 100 pounds. She has a son that's blind. He's grown. He's like in his early 20s, I think. At the time, he was still living with her. It took up a lot of her time, a lot of her energy. She has a history of heart disease. She'd been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes because she'd spent a lifetime eating, unhealthy foods and not doing much activity. She felt tired all the time. She felt exhausted and was just ready to make a change. So she also had a goal of, or a dream, I guess you'd say, of she was single, meeting somebody special, and eventually having a partner for the rest of her life. She also wanted to travel. She wanted to sit in a regular airplane seat. She wanted to ride horses, to ride all the rides at the theme parks. And those are great goals. Those are powerful goals. So we started working. Now, Annie also had some bad habits. She was a nighttime snacker. She would sit in front of the TV at night and snack on, processed foods. She had a sweet tooth. She ate out about 3 to 4 times a week. She stayed up very late and would sleep in the morning. She would skip meals sometimes. She was a people pleaser also. And so she said yes to a lot of people, and no, what that means is that she also said no to herself. So her weight kept climbing. And so when she first came to us, she was very motivated. She was very excited. But then the excuses started creeping in, and she would, find reasons that she couldn't work out. She would find reasons that she couldn't, eat healthy or meal prep. And those reasons felt like reasons to her, but really they were just excuses because she was not wanting to put the work in. So around the first of the year, this year, she sent me in her form that everybody fills out when it's time for their check-in with their coach, we asked them what they want to focus on in our next meeting. And so she told me she wanted me to address, how can I use the new year as a motivator to make change? And so I sent her back a message, a video message, and I told her that, I explained how her behaviors were holding her back, and I didn't really hold back. So she really needed to hear these things because nobody was willing to tell her this. And so I also reminded her of her strengths that she had. She was, she had a good career. She was had a great work ethic. She was a good friend. She was very disciplined and, helping her son. And so these were strengths that I pointed out to her and showed her how she could transfer those into this area of her life. And I also reminded her of why she started in the first place. And so after that, she started to be able to see the link between her mindset and her behavior and started recognizing her excuses. And she was able to let go of some of those. And so she started being consistent with her workouts. She now takes a walk or does a 20-minute workout almost every day. She lost her job in the midst of this. And so since she started, with the new behaviors, I guess that was in January, around April, I think she lost her job. And so even in the spite of that, she maintained her new behaviors. And this is a big deal because if you have been around at all in the weight loss world, you know that stress is one of the number one reasons that makes us, fall off the wagon, so to speak. But she didn't, because she knows that there's times to be flexible. And so, during the days where she felt really down, she would pull back a little bit. Maybe she wouldn't do a 20-minute workout. Maybe she'd do a 10-minute walk, but she never quit. So she's now, she's got a lead on several good jobs. She's lost, well, in this picture, she's lost, I believe, 35 pounds, and she is still losing. She also has met a man, and he's a chef. So that caused little problems at the beginning because his cooking was not healthy, but together they have worked together and they have found ways to help him cook healthier. They do a lot of DoorDash together now, and she preps her snacks and brings them with her so she's not tempted to get fast food. And they are talking marriage. So it's been an amazing journey working with Annie. She's showed me who she is, and that's a strong, capable woman. It takes time to do this, and she was able to, drop some of her excuses and find ways to really get serious, and she's happy doing that. And so she's found, you don't have to do it 100%. 60% gets results, 75% gets results. So this is Annie, and I'm really proud of her very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Tamitha.
You're welcome.
That's the first time I actually saw that picture of Annie. I've just heard about her, and man, it's a tremendous amount of progress. And the key here, guys, is that Annie started her journey with Vibrant Life with the same exact call here that I'm offering you guys today. Same exact call with one of our coaches. And on this call is where Annie had her first breakthrough, which truly put her on a brand new path toward her vibrant health. Everything that she talked about she wanted to accomplish is coming true for her today. And it all started with that call. So you guys, if you're wanting to make these changes, book your call today. Don't wait for tomorrow. The only thing keeping you from living your best life is taking a small step forward. Small step forward. I've got a couple quotes here that I wanted to share with you. I like quotes. This first one is, the only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. Alexander Graham Bell. The only difference between success and failure is the ability to to take action. The other one that I really love is a year from now, you'll wish you had started today. And it's so true. Time flies, guys. You'll wish you would have done this. If you wait any longer, you're going to wish you would have done it a year earlier or a month earlier or 10 years. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let that happen to you. And before I open the Q&A, I want to read our Vibrant Life Manifesto to you guys. It's for something that's really important to me and to all of our clients here. So I want to share it with you. I'm going to share it. And you guys can read along with me. Hopefully you guys can see it. So for a woman living a vibrant life, guys.
Hey, Ryan,
Age is not.
it blacked out. Sorry. When you had it smaller, it was showing up.
Okay. Well, let me try again. Can you see it now?
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Nick.
Yep.
That's why you're here. All right. So the manifesto, guys, this is what we encourage our clients to read every day. Okay. And some of them really take it to heart. We had people that have made binders. Nick has a client by the name of Monica who made her whole Vibrant Life binder. It's on the front of it. It's so important that we do things like this. It might seem silly, but I can promise you it's not. It really works. So this is our manifesto. And you can change it around for yourself a little bit, but this is in our best way of knowing our clients as well as we know them. This is what our clients want and what we want for them to become through being in Vibrant Life. So I'm going to start it out. For a woman living the vibrant life, age is just a number. It doesn't represent who she is or how she lives. She's proud of her experience because she knows her attitude, mindset, and the value that she brings to any situation can move mountains. Taking a stand for her remaining years, a woman living the vibrant life understands that how she shows up for herself matters more than ever, not only for herself, but for her loved ones. A woman living the vibrant life thrives through her intentional focus on health, fitness, and staying open to new possibilities, new passions, new adventures, new life. A woman living the vibrant life never makes excuses. Instead, she leads by example, creating a ripple effect of opportunity that inspires everyone around her. A woman living the vibrant life refuses to slow down or give up. She gets the support that she needs because her vision for her life is bigger than just this moment. For her, asking for help represents strength, not weakness. A woman living the vibrant life is in control of her destiny, her situation, her health, her body, and in turn, her life. A woman living the vibrant life shatters the belief that getting older means slowing down, that retirement means a rocking chair. Choosing to live a vibrant life means making a commitment to your future self. It demonstrates your willingness to put aside your doubts, your fears, your excuses, and every reason to not do it, and instead take control of your health, your body, your well-being, and in turn, the rest of your life. Welcome to your vibrant life. All right. Let me move this over. And so, guys, we're going to get it open to questions now. I want to bring all the coaches on. So, Nick, if you can spotlight everybody for me, that would be amazing. We'll have Nick, Tamitha, Cindy, everybody is on here. And if you have a question, put it in the chat and we'll try to get to as many as we possibly can. So throw them in the chat, or you can raise your hand and we can call on you and then we can just talk through it too. That is totally fine as well. All right, let's see what we got here. Nick, did you pin any questions from earlier at all?
I didn't catch too many. One of the things I did notice, though, that some people were relating to, give me just a sec to scroll back to it. Basically, to kind of word this into a question, it was, how can I not procrastinate so that I get hungry and eat the wrong foods later? So I'll take that question. The thing that I found really interesting about that is that we already kind of had a great solution there. Tamitha's meal prep that we're going to be doing not too long from now, right? So meal prep, that's planning ahead of time before we get to that point. We're procrastinating, we wait and then we eventually want to eat something, and whatever it is nearby, usually unhealthy, we want to go for. So that, hey, how do I not procrastinate, get hungry, and go for the wrong thing? We got to plan ahead, and we got to have those healthy options available so that by the time we get there, we have something great to go to. I'm
That's
really interested to see that meal prep too.
Yeah, it was funny we brought that up today. That is one thing, but guys, we all know that there's going to be times where we're not ready, and we also have to have backup plans, right? We ought to plan for the failures, right? So, there's a million ways we can do this, and everybody's different. But things that have worked for our clients are finding like good nutritious bars that we can keep on hand in our car, things that don't go bad, in bad weather or anything like that, or hot weather, cold weather, whatever. Things that we can have in the car. We can have protein powder is pretty stable anywhere you put it. So having a protein powder that you can just mix with water, that's really easy. It's filling. It'll help you in those times. Having those backup plans for whatever the situation is crucial. So that's the things that we talk to our clients about all the time is, hey, what's going on that's outside of the norm? Okay, cool. How are we going to plan for that? Because there's a million things that can come up with that. Carolyn asked, what are the qualifications of the coaches? Well, we have a variety of coaches. All of them are nationally accredited and certified in health and fitness coaching and strength coaching. So fitness, they all have a fitness and nutrition certification, but one of the ones that we hold very, very high is not an easy one to get is the precision nutrition certification, level 1 and even level 2. We have coaches that are top of the United States when as far as nutrition goes. So those are big, and we also have we encourage ongoing education. So our there's too many to name because we have so many different certifications that clients or coaches have gone out and done on their own. Working with women in menopause. We have, how many, Nick, you probably know a little bit more to me. Nick's our director of coaching, so he hears more about
I was going to say, don't forget to throw in the college degrees as well, exercise science, health degrees, all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe every one of us has an exercise related degree in college too, not just a certification. So cool.
And a lot of experience.
Yeah, and that's the key. No education or certification teaches you anything, or everything. Sorry, teaches you a small little bit, but the experience is actually coaching, and so all of our coaches have been doing this a very long time too. Gina says this is a call. I'm assuming you're talking about the call. Yes, the call is complimentary. But there are not going to be a bunch of spots, and I have to check and see if we have any left still. I thought I had the link up, but yes, it is totally free, and book it if there's still availability there today. Make sure you do it today though. Thank you, Nick.
Yep.
What else? Oh, good job, Sandy. Were there any other questions from earlier?
Are there charges after the call? Gina's asking.
Not unless you decide that you want to do a one-on-one coaching program, then there's going to be some sort of fee, but we always determine that on the call. And it's not something that, we don't pressure anybody to do that. It's something that's available. If you want the support that we give in our program, like the one-on-one support, there's a lot of options for people. So it's something that we would just, make sure to cover with you. But again, it would be not something that we force. So the call is completely free though. All right. Any other questions? Is any covered by insurance? I think it depends on your insurance. Some insurance will reimburse things like this. So I think that's dependent. We'd have to look it up.
Brenda said she's all signed up. She's ready for it.
I see that. Brenda, Sandy. Awesome.
And Sandy too.
All right. Well, guys, I don't want to take your whole night away from you. So we're about out for today. But before I go, I want to end by saying something really important to you. And I told you earlier that my dad, he passed away when I was 5 years old, right? So I don't have a lot of memories with him. So that this next thing I'm going to tell you, it really does come from personal experience. Okay. We truly don't know how much time we have. We just don't. And but as a coach, we also know that we limit the time that we have every single day that we choose to ignore our health. Okay. We have one body. And when we don't take care of it, we're inviting all kinds of health issues, and all kinds of trauma, so to say, in the future. But even if you don't become sick, there's also the impact of not being able to do the things that really give your life meaning and purpose. Maybe it's playing with your grandkids or enjoying a round of golf or going on a vacation to celebrate an anniversary or roller skating like Bobby, right? Being stuck in an unhealthy body is limiting. There's just no way around it. The bottom line is that our health drives everything that we do, and without it, we can't live our best life. So I really encourage you, if you haven't done it yet, to sign up for that Kickstart call where you can speak directly to my team one-on-one. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And to recap, remember, when you book it right now, you're also going to get the invite to the meal prep workshop. You're never going to want you're going to love this because Tamitha is just amazing at it. You're going to find out how easy it can be to meal prep in just an hour. And then you also have that special 40% off for one of our meal partners, Flex Pro Meals. So Nick, drop that link one more time here because we're going to close the chat here in a minute. Don't let another day go by, guys, where you don't feel your best, is what I'm trying to say. I'll tell this to you like I've told many of our clients in the past. If you give us 1% of your trust here, we're going to earn the other 99%. I can guarantee you that right now. I know that we have the best program in the world, the best program in the world for women over 50. I've seen so many women who said that they've tried it all and they finally find us and they've made a huge breakthrough, just like Annie did, right? And it all started with just one simple call. One simple call. So thank you everybody for being here today. I know it's hard to get on and take time out of your evening here, and that tells me this is really something that you're focused on. So I really applaud you for that, for being here. It shows that you care. And you've already taken that really important first step. And I know that success is awaiting you. It's just around the corner. So bye for now, guys. And I really hope to see you in Insider community. I see everybody's faces here today. And I'm excited for everybody and what awaits you here in the future. So bye, guys. And thank you again for being here. Have a great night.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Bye.
Catch you later.